Welcome back to TC Talk Sports. We're rolling on with NBA team previews. I'm going to have a preview for every single team in the league leading up to the regular season, which will be here before you know it. So if you love the NBA, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm going to have a lot of content going throughout the season. Also, hit up the TC Talk Sports TikTok page. Give that page a follow, TC Talk Sports, or just click the link in the bio here to quickly get you there. Next team preview, the Sacramento Kings. Let's get into it. The Sacramento Kings, honestly, I'm going to say was a disappointing year for them last year. A lot of talent on that team, a couple all-stars. Probably didn't finish the season the way that they or their fans wanted them to. 46th and 36th, 9th in the West. I mean, the West is super talented, but I think the Kings can definitely be like top 7, top 6. Made the play-in tournament, beat the Warriors in that first game, and then ended up losing to the Pelicans. Throughout the regular season, Kings averaged 116.6 points per game, 9th best in the league. Defensively, a little lower than middle of the pack, gave up 114 points per game, 17th. And most of that defensive struggle coming from defending the three-point shot. They let opponents shoot 38.7% from three. That was 29th in the league, almost dead last. I mean, it's hard to win games. Even if you have a good offense, hard to win games when you're giving up a bunch of threes per game and the other team just isn't missing. The Kings offense, as I said, 9th in points per game, 7th in assists. So they figured it out on offense. I think their offense can be even better, especially going into this season, but defensively, definitely the problem for the Kings last season. When you talk about the Sacramento Kings, can't leave out De'Aaron Fox. Set a career high with 26.6 points per game. That was 8th best in the entire NBA. A fantastic year for Fox. 5.6 assists, and he set a career high of 36.9% three-point shooting. I mean, he can do it all defensively. He can get in your face, steal the ball. Out in transition, he is one of the best point guards in the league, and now he's starting to find that three-point shot. Just keeps getting better and better as the season went on. Definitely the leader for this team, and he's going to have to play at all-star level again for the Kings to have a chance this year. Not really a surprise, but a great thing to see if you were a Kings fan last year. That was Domantas Sabonis. 19.4 points per game, shot 59.4% from the field, brought in a career high 13.7 rebounds per game. That led the entire NBA. He's not even the tallest guy in the league or the biggest guy in the league, but he's so good at boxing out on the defensive side. He's super athletic. He is big, but he is super athletic for his size, able to grab all those rebounds. And the best part of his game, I think, 8.2 assists per game, a career high, obviously, and 6th best in the entire, not even out of centers. That was 6th best in the entire NBA. I mean, at his size, his skill set, he's a phenomenal player. Definitely a guy the Kings are going to want to hold on to. One of the best 1-2 punches in the NBA with Fox and Sabonis. Keegan Murray, the young forward out of Iowa, coming into his 3rd year this season. I really like Keegan Murray. He's no nonsense. He's all basketball. I'm not convinced that he's not a robot. He doesn't really show emotion. He just goes out there and plays hard every night. Last year, he averaged 15 points per game, 35.8% from three, which is a down year from his 41% his rookie year. But I think he's going to have a huge year this year for the Kings. They play fast. They want to score the ball. He's going to shoot over 40%. I'm going to guess closer to 44% from beyond the arc this year for Murray. I don't really know what it is about him, but I just love the way he plays. He's just a hooper. Also brought in 5.5 rebounds this year. He's not going to be an all-star, probably not close to that with just the amount of super talented guys in the league, but for the standards of at least a third-year player, he's going to have a really good year. Mark that down. Malik Monk talked about in an earlier preview of the Jazz about how Jordan Clarkson just plays better off the bench, even though he's capable of being a starter in the NBA, and that is Malik Monk. Played 72 games last season, started 0 of those games while averaging a career high 15.4 points per game, 5 assists per game, also a career high while shooting 35% from three. Definitely going to be in the race for 6th man of the year. He won it last season. I mean, he's just that spark plug, high energy guy off the bench while maintaining what they preach of playing fast and scoring the ball. If you watch this guy jump, he gets his head at the rim for lobs, fast break dunks. I mean, an incredible athlete who can still shoot the ball and pass the ball. Definitely a very valuable asset to this Kings team. A little bit of a busy offseason for the Sacramento Kings as well. They went out and drafted Devin Carter, 6'3", 195-pound shooting guard, small forward. I mean, a little undersized to play small forward, but shit, he can guard 1 through 5. This dude is an animal coming out of Providence. He was a 13th overall pick. Ended up averaging 19.7 points per game while shooting 37% from 3. The Kings didn't really even bring him in for his offense. They got rid of Davion Mitchell, and he's a fantastic replacement for him. He is an absolute freak on defense. He's a dog. I mean, when you say guys have that dog in them, he is one of those dudes. 8.7 rebounds, 1.8 steals, and Big East Player of the Year last season for the Providence Friars. A fantastic, great, exceptional, sensational, whatever adjective you want to use to describe his defensive mindset. Great defender. He might struggle creating his own shots on offense. Getting steals, he's good out in transition. He can score in the paint, but I don't think he's going to have a good offensive career in the NBA. Kings definitely draft him for his defense, and if you don't know Devin Carter, you're going to know him this season. He's going to come off the bench for the Kings, an absolute freak on defense. As I mentioned, they lost Davion Mitchell. He went over to the Toronto Raptors. I mean, coming out of college from Baylor for him, he was known for his defense. He played really well for the Kings. Like, not a lot of statistical things showed up for him, but deflecting passes, guarding ball handlers, getting steals. I mean, that's just what he was known for. That's what Devin Carter's known for, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a void there for them. Also lost Harrison Barnes. He's on the Spurs now, I believe. I mean, he's getting up there in age. Not saying he's useless, but doesn't fit into the scheme that the Sacramento Kings want to play going into this season. So they let him go, but big reason of that, they signed DeMar DeRozan, one of the most efficient offensive players in the history of the NBA. Low-key, he's been like one of the best players in the NBA his whole career. Finished 17th in scoring last season. So, I mean, the Kings go out, get another guy that knows how to score. 17th, not that impressive on a standings list, but if you know basketball, you know DeMar DeRozan. Super capable of scoring the ball. In his career, he averages 21 points per game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a field goal percentage of 46.9%. Pretty much like the ultimate veteran that you want to bring in to your team. I think this is a fantastic signing for the Kings. I'm super excited to see especially how the starting 5 plays while mixing in guys like Malik Monk and Devin Carter. Going to be a fun team to watch this year. Definitely going to be able to score the ball. It's going to come down to how much they can defend and limit the other team's three-point shooting, which DeMar DeRozan kind of helps out a little bit with that. But my player to watch definitely helps out with that, Keon Ellis, now coming into his 3rd year with the Kings from Alabama. Played 57 games last season, started 21 of them, only averaging 17 minutes per game, but he's another very good on-ball defender who can also shoot the three. He's starting to find his three-point shot now in the NBA. He averaged 5.4 points, shooting 41.7 from 3, 0.9 steals per game, as I mentioned, a 3-and-D type of guy. He starts to get better and better with that three-point shot and stays strong on defense, just does what he's been doing so far in his first 2 years. He's going to be a valuable asset for this Kings team, and if they let him go in the future, whatever team picks him up, I think they're going to get a gem of a player in Keon Ellis. My prediction for the Kings, they finished 9th in the West last year. They upgraded with DeMar DeRozan. They definitely should be a good team, definitely should be a playoff team, but again, this West is so talented, a lot of good teams. I'm going to say the Kings are going to make the playoffs. I can't confidently say that they're going to get ahead of the play-in. I think they might end up being another play-in team this season, but they're going to be a good team, finish above 500, definitely going to make the playoffs in 2025.